Hey, what up, y'all? It is your girl, Kellye Howard, and we are back for vlog number 9. Today's vlog specifically is going to be about interracial dating. And why is that a thing, right? Not why is interracial dating a thing. Obviously, I'm not saying that. I'm in an interracial marriage. But why is it a thing that we're dating within different races? And really, I call it cultural dating because we're all the human race. So black, white, Puerto Rican, Asian, it really doesn't matter the skin tone. It's really about the culture. And when it comes down to interracial dating, that's what makes it work or doesn't make it work. Whether or not you guys can culturally combine, meaning I can bring in what I know, you can bring in what you know, and together we can make this work for the both of us, where we're not trying to impress. I'm not trying to impress my blackness onto my Asian husband, and my Asian husband is not trying to impress his Asianness onto me. We just happen to work well as one unit. So when I think about that whole interracial dating thing, I did a storytelling show last night, and I talked about being in an interracial marriage, and the basis of the story was not about being in an interracial marriage. The basis of the story was about meeting my husband at a comedy show, talking about him and the girl that he was with at the time, and how I was pregnant on stage. So I never even imagined that me talking about him in the crowd would go anywhere. I didn't think it would be a thing. I didn't think that 9 months later he and I would be in an actual relationship. That wasn't even at the top of my mind at all. So that's what the basis of the story was about, how this love kind of came out of nowhere for one another, and he was just a dude in the crowd, and I was just this pregnant, angry woman on stage. So after the show, though, this Asian guy came up to me, and he was super excited that I was married to this Asian man, and he was like, oh my God, I have a group that I'm in, and you know, we have our black women, and it's the Asian men, and these dates, and we go on events together, and we have game night. And I thought that was all cool and fun, right? Sometimes people need to identify with each other and make sense of what it is they have going on in their life, and that's cool. But at the same time, I thought to myself, that's a little trendy. And I talked to my husband about it, and he was talking about how trendy it was and how he would hate when he went on dates with black women, before me, obviously. And they would say things like, oh, well, I'm just tired of dating black men. Well, that's not a reason to date outside your race, because you tired of dating black men. Let me tell you something, boo-boo. If you tired of dating somebody in your race, so you go to another race, you will be sadly disappointed to realize that other races are no different. Or should I say other cultures, because we already established that we're all a human race. So other cultures are no different. Just because you date a white guy or an Asian guy don't mean that that Asian man or that white guy won't treat you badly. And all black men don't treat women badly, which is a stigma that we have in our society today. That is not true. I know a lot of successful black couples, black women, black men together, living as one with full-on families, happy and loving it. They just have common values and common character strengths that makes them work. That's what makes a relationship work, having nothing to do with, oh, you black, oh, you white, oh, you Asian. Now, statistically, it has been proven that, you know, certain races come from better households. So if you think about the black race, people think, oh, well, these people are coming from not so great households. That's why they have these not so great understanding of how to be in a relationship. And that is not the case. You could very well get a white trash ass dude that came from a shitty ass household and has shitty values and a shitty way of thinking of how to treat women and will treat you poorly. You can get a dude that comes from a very affluent household and still don't know how to treat women because his father cheated on the mother the entire time, or his father disrespected the mother. It really doesn't matter what race you are. You can still get in a very fucked up relationship because that's just who they are. That's the character that they are. If that makes any sense. So, but I was like, kind of like, wow, this dude is like coming to me. You know, he was like, he tweeted me about this Blasian couple that's on Chicago Med, I think, and he was super excited. He was like, look at this couple, and he's showing me this TV couple, and I thought it was so cute. I'm like, oh, he's like really excited about this. But then I thought about me and my husband, and me and my husband didn't meet like on a trend. Like, oh, I'm into Asians now. You dating black women? First of all, when we met, he had an 8-year-old daughter that was half black. Clearly, black women was not a trend for him in his life. He was committed to this. Second of all, he was raised primarily around black women or around black people in general. So he just had a cultural swag to him that resonated a little bit more with black people than it did with his own culture, which is why it worked. I didn't have to understand anything really with dating him, with trying to figure out how to be in his world or be around his people, because it wasn't his people kind of thing. His people was my people. My people was his people. We kind of understood each other's culture anyway. Well, I'm not gonna say each other's culture, because he still does eat like a lot of Asian food and stuff like that, and some shit I just cannot get down with, like kimchi. I can't. I still ain't been able to cross that bridge, and I don't think I ever will, actually. So it's some things that's still a little different for us, but for the most part, it wasn't about him being Asian and me being black. It wasn't, because it was a thing to do. And so when I think about interracial dating, I think about just being able to connect with somebody on a deeper level and know that even though we're from different racial makeups, even though like we you know, have different skin tones, or you know, we were raised eating different foods, that doesn't make us any different. If our values are aligned, if we have the same moral understanding of how to treat a person, you can be with somebody just based on those things alone. If you have underlying values in common, it's gonna work, you know, which is why you can see a crackhead ass white girl that come from an affluent home with a crackhead ass black dude that come from nothing, right, in movies, because they can identify with one another because they're both crackheads. They both have the same values. That's what they are at the time, which is what makes it work. So that was probably a poor description, but I was thinking of a movie that's on Netflix that's really, really good that I saw, and it was a white girl from an affluent home and a black dude that was a crackhead, and they, or heroin addict, I believe they were, and they worked. But it's all about your values, and it's all about the morals and, you know, your character strengths and weaknesses. How does that complement the other person? And just because a person is white, or just because a person is Asian, or just because a woman is black, doesn't mean that it's going to make your experience with a woman any different because you've had poor experiences with your own race. And that's just real fucking talk. Like, don't go out here running to get in interracial relationships because it's popular right now. That is not how love is made. That is not how true love is created. True love and compatibility is created from genuine, you know, expression of self, and being able to connect with that person genuinely on their level. And yeah, so that's what my vlog is about this week. Interracial dating. Don't do it because you think it's cool. Fuck no. First of all, I have times in my relationship where I'm like, this motherfucker here, whoa, he drives me crazy. It has nothing to do with him being Asian. It has everything to do with him being a man. Everything to do with him being a man. And I can't even say it has everything to do with him being a man, because I'm probably the more masculine dominant figure in the relationship, and he's probably the more feminine dominant figure in the relationship, just because of how we think about things. Like, I'm much more hardened. I've come from much more things that I've been through in life. He's much more sensitive and much more empathetic, and I'm not. Like, he'll cry at a cute dog movie, and I'm like, what the fuck you crying about? But I'll cry at somebody getting shot on the screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just have different ideas of what is. So that is what you should seek in a relationship, is how does that make sense for the two of you? But he still pisses me off, just like anybody else would, whether he was black or not. Even if I was dating a woman, it would still be shit that she do that doesn't make me feel great. I'm not gonna go out here and date somebody that is completely opposite of what I know, because that is gonna make me happy. And that doesn't even fucking make sense. So please, 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 people out here, don't go looking for interracial relationships because you think that's where your happiness lies. Your happiness lies within who you truly are at the depths of your soul. And guess what? When you find who you are truly at the depths of your soul, and you are happy and in love with yourself, it will be easy to be happy and in love with somebody else, because that's how it really works, which is why most relationships don't, because most people get in them wanting someone to make them happy. That's a bad reason to get in a relationship. Thank you guys for tuning into my vlog this week. Yeah, this was great for me. I don't know about you, but it was great for me. And I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.